This isn't a depressing story. This isn't a sob story. This is a open your eyes so you can see the truth story. I was riding home from work one day. I seen this car on the side of the road. I pulled over and I asked these people, do they need help? And they were a Caucasian couple. And they said, yeah, we need a jump. And I was like, okay. Turned my car around, started giving them a jump. They started asking me questions. Asking me, do I work in this area? I said, yes. The guy said, you can't possibly live in this area. You live in Greenspoint, Acres Home, 5th Ward, one of those places, right? For those that don't know, those places are like the ghetto places of Houston. And I was like, no, sir, I live actually in this area. He was like, what? You can afford to, with that job, you can afford to live in this area? And I was like, yes, sir. He's like, no, come on, man, you must have a side job or something like that. And I was like, no, sir, I don't. He was like, come on, man, you people definitely always have side jobs. You guys have to have side jobs. And then I was like, no, sir, actually, I don't. You know, this job is what I do, and it provides enough for me to stay in this area. He's like, oh, okay. And then he changed the subject to, do you smoke? And then I was like, no, sir, I don't. I don't do anything. He's like, do you sell? And then I was like, sir, I don't sell anything. I don't sell drugs. And then I was like, well, why did you ask me that? He was like, I was assuming that was your side job because that's what most of you people's side jobs are. Ignored it, moved on, steady helping them. Then he's like, asked me another question. How old are you? I'm 21, you know. He's like, oh my God. He was like, how many kids do you have? And then I was like, excuse me? Well, I know you people at a young age always have, 2 or 3 kids by this time. How many kids do you have? And then I was like, sir, actually, I don't have any kids. He's like, oh, okay. Then he started throwing other stereotypes at me, and then that's when I just had to stop him. And I was like, sir, you're really getting under my skin. I came over here to help you. I'm not judging you. With all due respect, I think it's people like you that's tearing the world apart. Throwing these stereotypes on me based on the color of my skin, based on, what you see on the news. You think that we're all alike. You think that we all do this and all that. And I told him, I was like, I think the world would definitely be a better place if we stop looking at race and stop stereotyping people for what we've done in the past and just move on in a positive sense and look at each other and treat each other as equals. And he looked over at his wife and he looked over at me and he laughed and he said, son, with all due respect, I'm nothing like you. We are nothing like you. And we never will be. I said, I understand. I said, you guys have a nice day. And they said, thanks for helping us. Got in my car, went home. Man, I don't even remember the last time I cried this hard, man. I was driving home, crying the whole way home. And at this time, I was living with my grandmother. And when I was staying with her, I was helping her out. She died beginning of this year, by the way. And I went home and I went into the room and I went into my room and started crying. And I guess she heard me. And she was like, Reggie, come here. And I went in there. She was like, is that you crying in there? I was like, yes, ma'am. I was crying. Sorry if I woke you. She was like, no, tell me what's wrong. And I told her the experience that I went through. She was like, Reggie, if everybody's seen the world that you picture it, that you think the world should be like, I believe you, the world will be a better place. Don't worry about what that man says. All those things that he stereotyped you to be, you are nothing like that. You're a great guy, you're a great kid, you're a positive-minded kid, and you're nothing like what that man said. And I said, Grandma, with all due respect, no matter what I say, no matter what I do, to everybody in this world, they're going to look at me, they're going to look at my skin tone, and I'm just going to be another nigger. No matter what race you are, there's always a negative label behind it, whether it's Hispanic, black, white, Indian, Pakistan, different things like that. It's always a negative label behind it or some type of label behind that because we're all stereotyped and we're all in this world where different people are intended to do certain things. And I just don't agree with that. I think if the world looked at each other as equals, the world would definitely be a better place. It wouldn't be all this negativity amongst all of us. And she looked at me and she was like, what did you say? And I said, no matter what, Grandma, I'm just another nigger. I'm just another nigger.